Hey there, hey there. Oh, this is going to be oh so good. We are speaking to all of the overachievers, all of the high achieving women, all of the perfectionists, all of the ladies that are juggling multiple leadership roles and roles as moms. Hey, we want to talk about something that's really important: silent overwhelm. This is a term that I have coined myself, but I believe that it is the precursor to burn out. So, what I want you to do as you are coming in, I want you to say hello, tell us who you are, but I really want you to do me a big favor. I want you to tag someone because chances are you know someone that fits the description of what we're going to be talking about. You know, women that are just multitasking, women that are multi gifted, multifaceted. I mean, we are doing it out there. Leaders in every area of influence, leaders in every area of what we're doing. You know, we're out there doing it. But at the end of the day, we are, and I'm including myself, I'm saying we because I'm not leaving anybody out. We are silently, we are dealing with silent overwhelm. So come on, come on, come on, come on. Let me introduce myself and introduce my guest and friend as you ladies are popping on. Hey, girl, hey, good to see you. Hello. Come on. You're going to want to tag someone tonight for our discussion. This is a discussion. So go on and tag someone because we want you to get in that chat and start asking questions and telling us how you feel about being overwhelmed as a high achieving woman. But let me tell you who I am. I'm Dr. Monique Flemings, and I'm so super excited that you're hanging out with us. And you know, I'm one of those women that do a little bit of everything. You know, my brand and my trade is the ambidextrous woman, which is a woman who can use both of her hands well. She's multi-gifted, multifaceted. So in my business, what do? I partner with people like you, high achieving, goal-getting women who are out there building amazing teams and amazing businesses but do not want to sacrifice themselves. And so I am super excited tonight because this is a conversation that's near and dear to my heart. And we're talking about rest. And then I have my friend with me tonight. And I want her to go on and introduce herself, tell the people who you are, who you serve, and then we're going to get into our conversation.
Absolutely. Monique, thank you so much for allowing me to join this conversation with you because it's a much needed one that we have within ourselves. I am Nicole Rhone, everybody's favorite capacity coach, and I serve the same group of women, right? All of us who are the ones in our friends and family circles, at work, the one who is the go to person. And I help you really to create capacity so that you can have sustainable success, not just professionally, but also in your personal life.
Well, see, that's why we're in the same lane because this is a needed and necessary conversation. So, ladies, as you're coming in, I promise you, you want to tag someone and let them know about this conversation on tonight. Well, let's hop on in, Nicole, because I know we're going to have some great dialogue around this subject. And so, when we talk about silent overwhelm, the reason why I call it silent overwhelm is because I believe that, you know, like you said, high achieving women that are the ones that are the go-to, the one there that are, you know, holding it down at work, in the community, in their family, in their businesses. I believe that we're so busy sometimes, you know, with all the things, doing all the things for everybody. And that in and of itself is an issue, okay? Why are we always trying to do all the things for everybody?
That
But
part.
we get to a point where we are silent, and I call it silent overwhelm because we don't want to tell anybody. Let's speak to that for a second, Nicole. Why is it that we don't want anybody to know that internally there is something going on with us?
Listen, the first thing that comes to mind for me is because we look so good on paper and so good in these internet streets, right? And so good in our companies, and we're the leaders. When you're the one, you're like setting the tone. And so it's almost embarrassing or shameful sometimes for some of us to really admit, like, I'm not able to hold it all together. We feel like something is wrong with us. So that's one of the first things that come up for me. What comes up for you?
Oh my goodness, you hit some good stuff. First thing you said, we want to look a certain way in these internet streets, and so the internet, in and of itself, has really caused us to show up in a way that is almost not authentic, because we're trying to show up and try to be all and do all and present a certain way. And so I love what you said, that it is embarrassing. And I think you're absolutely correct. We don't want to let anyone know that we're near burnout. And even, especially as high achieving women, and I would say, even in my business, I would say, we're not going to say the B word, which is burnout. But at the end of the day, we're dealing with this silent overwhelm, which is the precursor to burnout. But we don't want to let anybody know that, we're juggling all the balls and we're dropping them all at the same time. So I would say, I think, and I agree with you 1,000%, it is that embarrassment, because we're the leader, we're the person out front, just like you said. And then I think there's a little bit of shame, because we don't want anyone to know that we are not all that in a bag of chips. As women leaders, we really want people to see us as, hey, we got it all together. We're holding it down. I'm every woman. It's all in me. And we don't want anyone to think any lesser of us. What you think?
I agree because, like you said, when we are that forefront to everything, especially in the corporate space, I have an HR background and I've been in HR for maybe 15, 20 years now. And so if you are aspiring to climb the corporate ladder, for example, you don't want anybody at work to know that stuff is falling apart at home, or that you can't handle the projects because you want to be promoted or whatever it is. And so I think that we are afraid that somehow, if we say we don't have it all together, or we're dropping a ball or two or three, that somehow that makes us not qualified, or that, we're unable to meet the needs of our role. And then even on the personal side, right? I can say this because I've been there. I have 10 siblings and I'm the second oldest.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And so I tease my big brother and I say, I'm really the oldest because I'm the girl, right? They come to me before they come to you. But you want to feel like, and for me, I felt like if I break, then they'll break. So I'm
Mm.
holding up the strength for everybody as well.
Mm.
But that's
Wow.
not the burden for us to carry.
That's powerful right there, especially for women, especially for women of color, Black women. We feel like, and we have the weight of the world, our families, and responsibilities on our shoulders. And you're absolutely correct. If I break, then everyone else will break. And so that's not fair, because we don't get a chance to break. We don't get a chance to break. So we just have to do what? Suck it up, buttercup.
Yep, it's not an option. Or so we've been told, right? But that's why we
Right.
have people like you and I.
Yes. So let's talk about the community, because I'm that strong woman. I'm that strong, Black woman, but I'm that strong woman, like you said, and I am the one that everyone comes to, but I need someone. So, what is it about that, having that community of other sisters that you could just really be real with and say, hey, I'm not doing well here?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's been a game changer for me. And it's been a mindset shift, and it's still evolving for me because, as you know, we're planning the conference, which I'm sure we'll talk about
Yeah.
later. But over the last couple of years, I have intentionally sought out communities of like-hearted and like-minded women, because sometimes, people in your zip code may not get it. But when you are connecting with women who truly understand, like, hey, you're the strong one too, so I know you're going to get this. I'm tired, friend. Like, I have decision fatigue, these kids getting on my nerves. One day I want to be an entrepreneur. The next day I want to go back to a full-time job. Like, you're able to articulate that,
Yes.
and then you're not judged. And what I've received in return for being vulnerable is, it's okay, me too. All right, let's talk about how we're going to get through this. We cannot solve all the problems at once. What are we going to deal with first? We're going to deal with the job, or we're going to deal with the kids, or what do we need to talk about? Let me hold space for you. And to hear that and to
Yes.
have that, there's nothing like it. So community is everything.
It really is. I don't think we really realize how important it is to have community and to have the right community. You said something so key in the beginning. You said, sometimes people in your own zip code don't get it. So be okay to come out of your comfort zone to connect with other people. But it's nothing like having that community, because that is actually an aspect of social rest. And we don't really lean into social rest like we really should. Social rest has two sides. And so oftentimes we think about social rest, we think about, okay, pulling away from people, having a sabbatical. I don't want to have any peopling going on. And I know, because I'm an introvert, so I could pull away in a heartbeat, honey. I could pull around, I could pull away, and people are still in the room. They don't know it, because I'm
You
good.
check out.
I am I am gone. With people still there, I am good. I know how to check out, which may not be a good thing all the time, but it protects me as an introvert. As an introvert, I need to, recharge in my own energy. But anyway, social rest also has an aspect of surrounding yourself with positive people. And so, just like you said, it's nothing like having a conversation with another sister who understands decision fatigue, who understands that overwhelm, who understands I'm being pulled in a million places, I'm tired. And to be able to disrobe, I think sometimes as women leaders and women out on the forefront, we don't want to disrobe and let anybody see that we are not superwoman.
Ooh, that is so good. It's so good. And, it makes me think about something that I've been talking about recently, which is being addicted to being needed. Right.
Oh, that's good. And
And
that's a
that
real thing. And that's a
it
real thing.
is. It
Yeah.
is a very real thing. And
Mhm.
sometimes that causes us to not want to disrobe, to not take off that cape. Oh, sorry, this hair moving, y'all. It
That's all
causes us to, you know, think that if we don't do it, it won't get done. But the reality is, and I know you know this,
yes.
if we don't do it, it will get done. Somebody else is going to do it. We got to choose to stop picking it up.
Yes, ma'am. It will get done, and it will get done well, because I think that feeds into the level of perfectionism that makes us feel like if we don't do it, it's not going to get done well, or it's not going to be done to my liking. And you will burn yourself out trying to do all the things because you do everything so well. Please, the sooner you learn how to delegate and let someone else do the things, you'll be able to save yourself some gray hair.
Yeah, I agree. And, delegation is key. And I think sometimes we think that that's just at work, right? But we got to learn how to delegate at home too.
Oh, yeah.
And a part of that is really empowering and trusting people to get the stuff done. And when you are a perfectionist, and I'm a
Yes.
recovering perfectionista, I can say that, right? I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Yes, ma'am.
You have to be able to give it to them and let them do it. You can't tell them what to do, how to do it, why it's got to be done, exactly according to the way that you would like it done. It uses trust. So both in your personal and your professional life. But yeah, I agree. Delegation is the key to not having to deal with that silent overwhelm.
And I'm going to just piggyback on that, because that delegation is so important. But what we say is, I tried it before, or I trusted someone before, and they let me down, and they didn't show up, sis. They didn't do XYZ. So you know what? I just do it myself. I can depend on me. I can depend on me, and I can depend on Jesus. So that
Mm-hmm.
sets us up for burnout, because we pull it right back.
Mm-hmm. We do. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You was gonna say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and so the delegation piece not only is about trust, but this is what people don't get, is when I delegate and I allow someone else to bring their creativity, now we take creativity to a whole nother level, because we're both innovating. And I get it. I get it. We've all been there when we have delegated to someone and we gave them an assignment and they dropped it. So yeah, I get it. But you have to go back and delegate and keep allowing yourself to be innovative. What do you think there?
Yeah, I agree. I agree because it's scary when you've delegated and then it doesn't go as planned and the ball is dropped. Of course, our natural instinct as women and leaders and high achievers is to say, no, no, I'll do it myself, right? Um, but really being able to learn from that experience is key. And I think, I see Courtney said that, delegation is an opportunity for her, an area of opportunity. And I think it is for all of us because we can all
Yes.
delegate better. It's definitely much more than just that trust, like you said, but the creativity, it compounds. It literally compounds like
Exactly.
interest and money in the bank because now you're able to share the ideas and oftentimes bring even greater things to fruition.
You're absolutely correct. And I think in the world of entrepreneurship and with women starting their own businesses, I think that's the missing key sometimes is that we're trying to do all the things. We're trying to be HR, we're trying to be marketing, we're trying to be, the admin staff, we're trying to be IT, the technology piece. We're trying to, set up people and onboard them. We're trying to do the job of 10 people under the umbrella of being an entrepreneur. And that is exhausting. I
Hmm.
don't think that's what we really signed up for, is to step out and to try to do 10 jobs.
Yeah, I
I think we miss it. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I agree. And what they don't tell you when you get into entrepreneurship is that yeah, you are gonna wear all of those hats, but you have to learn how to relinquish them
Yes.
because just because you can do everything doesn't mean that you should. And one of the questions that I ask myself or that, I work with my clients and the organizations with, I'm asking, is this the highest and best use of your time?
Come on. Come
Yes or
on.
no?
That's
Not
good.
maybe, like just, and I'll be honest, like I'm not, the best at content all the time. So do you know what little old me has had to do? I've
Yes.
hired somebody to do some content for me so that I
Thank
can
you.
use my time effectively and efficiently and so that I'm not burnt out. So yeah.
I love it. And yeah, hire someone that can do the things that you can't do well. Hire people that have your weaknesses as their strengths. And if you can't, then barter. Find someone that you can collaborate with so that you can build. When you go back and you look at great companies, when you look at, like a Amazon or something like that, you look at, people that collaborated together in the beginning. It wasn't built on one person. It was built on people in a garage trying to sell some books. That's how
Yeah.
Amazon, seriously. So that's a lesson right there in the collaboration and in the power of the pivot, which is a whole nother conversation. But
Hmm.
it goes to show you where innovation comes from, and it's better when you're sitting at the table with like-minded people. Or I shouldn't say that, because when I say like-minded people, people think same. So I should just say it's better when you're sitting at the table with other people, because I believe the more diverse your table is, the more creative and innovative it's going to be. So I have to stop saying like-minded, because for some reason we think like-minded means everybody looks like us.
Yeah, and I think I love that you explained it that way because like-minded meaning to me means really being able to be with people who get it and understand and have the same sort of thoughts and goals. However, there's diversity in that thought and there's diversity in those skills. And so I'm constantly surrounding myself with women
Yeah.
like yourself, and so many other women who have a diverse set of skills. I don't know everything about publishing, but I know you know a whole lot, right?
Exactly. And that's what you do. And so for me, I'm like you. I like to create a team. I like to create a team of women who have my weaknesses as their strengths. Like you say, I know what I can do. I can do the publishing piece, I can do the leadership piece. I'm not good at some of this other stuff. So let me partner with someone. Let me collaborate with someone who loves doing that, and we can work it out together and build something powerful together. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, diversity of thought.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes, Courtney. Yes. So we're just having this conversation. If you have any questions or anything you want to add to the conversation, go on and chime in. And we're going to share something really exciting with you that's coming up within a few days now, a few weeks here. And I
Mhm.
really want you to be there. And I want you to grab a sister friend and get in this space Why? Because you need tools and strategies. Let me tell you something. The overwhelm and the burnout, that you're experiencing, that you don't want anybody to know that you are experiencing, is well beyond a spa day. It's well beyond that massage. It's well beyond a nap. All those things are needed and necessary, but those are daily regimens. And so when you hit that place of silent overwhelm and you're leaning towards burnout, my sister, you are beyond a massage. So what happens is you'll get that massage, and you'll come home and you still have a headache. Your body is telling you that massage was not enough. You'll take a nap and you'll wake up and you say, "Oh, I feel so good. I had a chance to get a nap." And then you'll have a backache, or you'll have something happening in your body like, "What's going on?" Your body is responding that it wasn't enough, because burnout in and of itself is complex. It's emotional, it's spiritual, it's mental, it's physical. So it's not just one thing that's happening, it's all these things happening at one time. And I'm going to say this before I toss it to you, because I want you to talk about what's coming up, Nicole. But one reason why we hit burnout so quickly is because we don't understand heavy lifts. So starting a business is a heavy lift. Pivoting a business is a heavy lift. And what do I mean? That means that requires a little bit more muscle. It's like if you were in the gym, working out, I'm a physical therapist. A heavy lift requires people to stand by you, and it requires someone to spot you. Okay. So oftentimes we are doing heavy lifts without someone spotting us. And that is crazy. You would not see people in the gym lifting heavy weights without a spotter. They're going to have one spotter, if not two. Why? Just in case the weight falls and crush them. So my sister, the weight is falling and crushing you because you do not have a spotter. I'm going to pass it to Nicole. Girl, I set you up.
Whew. Listen, and it's such a good setup because I promise you, I was literally just having this conversation about 2 weeks ago about spotters specifically. We think sometimes that because we're so used to doing it by ourselves, that we should not ask for that help. And even when you start to ask for that help, like you said, we pull it back in. I had two of the ladies who are going to be in this upcoming conference that I'll talk about literally sit me down and say, "Ma'am, do you not realize we're your spotters? Like, lean on your spotters. This is not just for you to do alone." And so sometimes, even as the leaders and the experts, just because you know better doesn't mean that you always do better. And so I love that you said that, because we are doing something amazing. Literally 3 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we are having the inaugural capacity conference, and it's a 2-day event where we are going to get together in the room and push pause on the daily demands of our lives, right? And it's about getting in the room to do the work. And, one of the things that you said, I want to, if I can, talk a little bit about the why behind this, because just like you said, right, when that burnout approaches you, you go get a massage, you go take a nap, you go work out, you do those things. I did all of that. I went and I got the massage. I took a trip to Florida to clear my mind, right?
Right.
Came back, got my nails done, took a nap, but my body was in such severe pain and I couldn't understand why. So I'm trying to do all the things that I know. And, before I knew it, I couldn't even get up off the couch. And I had to have, at the time, my 15-year-old daughter drive me to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And, the stress of continuing to go and go and go and dealing with the silent overwhelm, it starts to manifest in us physically. And so this capacity conference is literally put together because I don't want anybody else to end up in ICU like I did.
Wow.
I want, us to have those sister friend communities and the safe space to derobe, to take off that cape so that we can, make room for what's important and have the tools, the strategies, and the resources in a safe space to deal with all the stuff that we are silently overwhelmed by. So yes, that was a good setup. Thank you, ma'am.
Wow, what a powerful story. And so many people are hitting that wall right now. ending up in the emergency room with, panic attacks, heart attacks, strokes, all types of diseases, all types of things are happening to our bodies because we did not stop, or we did not listen to the signs and signals that were coming our way. So we want you to get in the room August 1st through the 2nd. There's also a VIP option as well. Tell them about the VIP. Somebody
Ooh.
may want to do the VIP option.
Yes. So the VIP option is, of course, my favorite because you get that FaceTime with a small, intimate group of women. So, us as the speakers and presenters, but also the women who really are wanting that connection. And so the VIP ticket holders will be able to join us for a VIP only welcome party on the 31st, which
Nice.
is 3 weeks from today. You'll
Yes.
also have access to a VIP only dinner on day one. You get VIP seating throughout the conference, even at meals, and meals are included. So during breakfast, during lunch, you are truly treated like a VIP. And so, really, again, just getting in the room together and being able to support each other and build that community that we all really, really need.
That is so good, so good. And so, ladies, you want to get here. I'm going to put the information up again for you. You want to get there. It's right here in Streamwood, Illinois. So you want to grab a girlfriend and show up and get in this space for August 1st and 2nd, which is Thursday all day, and then Friday, pretty much a good full day as well. You're done by 3 o'clock, so you can get moving to your next destination. But if you get the whole package, the VIP, then you're there the whole time. But more so than that, why should they come other than, yes, we're going to have some powerful tools. Yes, we're going to be able to talk about some of the things they're dealing with. I love the fact that it's going to be those little intimate pockets. But for the woman who is saying, you know what, I'm so tired, sis, I can't even do another conference. What would you say to her?
This isn't a regular conference. It's not. You know, one of the things that we're going to do that's different is actually getting in the room to pause. Like, we're starting with stretching and being able to do some guided meditation to set the tone. Like, if you're too busy to come for this, you're going to keep being busy. This is your opportunity literally to press pause, get in the space, and do the work to set yourself up for success. Because you and I know we're from Chicago.
Yes.
By the time August gets here, within a couple weeks, it's going to be fall, and then we're going to blink, and then it's going to be winter, and you're still going to be saying, I wish, I should have, I could have, I would have. But this is where you get to be intentional, right? You get to choose to press pause to set yourself up for success, not just for the rest of the year, but really for a lifetime.
This is so good. What I find working with women, and you probably know this as well when you work, is that so many women don't even know how to pause. They don't know how to pause. When you say it's time to pause, they have no clue how to stop because they have been in this overachieving perfectionist mode, worker bee, whatever you want to call it, that they don't even know when to stop. So this is an intentional pause in your schedule to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself and getting what you need. This is all about you, sis. So this is like a whole, what I would call self-first practice weekend, meaning you are being very intentional about putting yourself first. And as I always say, self-first is not selfish, okay?
Mm,
It is not selfish. I can love you and still love myself. Actually, it's biblical. So in order
mm,
for me to really love you, I have to be able to really love myself. We have it twisted. So we spend a lot of time making sure we love other people and we are people pleasing. And at the end of the day, we put ourselves second, which is backwards, which is so backwards. So
mhm.
we want you to get there and hang out with us. The information is there. Hop on over there. Anything else you want to tell them before we get ready to wrap up in a little?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on what you said as far as, putting ourselves first. I realized that, for me and many of the women I serve, we are so used to writing out that to-do list, right? And I want y'all to be honest. When you're writing out that to-do list, you're writing everything. What do I got to do as a mom, as a wife, as a business owner, and such and such? When are you on that list?
Hmm.
Very rarely are you or what you need even on that list. And so when we talk about being intentional, I have started to put myself first on that list before I figure out what do I need to do for my kids or what do I need to do, for the household. The first person on the list is me, because if I don't fill my cup up, I'm giving from an empty, dry, cracked cup. I need to learn how to get from my overflow, and being intentional by putting yourself first literally on that list
Yes.
really sets the tone for a ripple effect.
I love that. And I'm right there with you. I put myself on the list first. But what I've also done with my schedule, I try to make sure I am first in the morning. And what I found was when I did it, the rest of the day was wonderful. It really set the tone for the day and it really set my hormones for the day. But when I don't do it, oh, it's like buyer beware. You roll up on me, I'm not sure what you're going to get. Once again, my cup wasn't full. I'm pouring from a cup that's half full, it's cracked, it's tired, it's exhausted. But when I set my day first and put me first and, do things for myself, whether that is journaling, whether that is spending some time, quiet, meditation, some mindfulness, rather. There's so many things you can do for yourself. But as women, you're right. We have that long to do list. And 9 times out of 10, we're nowhere on that list.
Mhm.
So this is a good way to put yourselves on that list so you can start combating that silent overwhelm, which is a precursor to burnout. Because as Nicole said, you'll look up and the third quarter is over and you're moving into the holiday, and you know what that brings:
Mm,
more responsibilities, more activities, more things to do. And if we haven't dealt with it as women, we just kind of have a tendency to kind of tuck it away, and then it creeps back up later on.
mm-hmm. It's like a beach ball, right? You can push it underwater for so long, but eventually it's going to surface. And so I
Mhm.
love that you said that. And I'm so excited to have participated in this pop up live with you and to share this information. It's going to be good.
Yes, ladies, we're excited to have you. But hey, we want you to get you there in the room. But if you cannot get there, connect with either of us. Our information is here. Connect with Nicole, connect with myself, with the services that we provide for women, because we know that this is needed and necessary. And I know Nicole's probably been meeting with ladies as I have as well. And we hear it over and over again just how tired people are. So we know you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you're burnt out, and there's no reason to hide, sis. Get the help that you need. You don't have to be ashamed, you don't have to be embarrassed, but you do have to make some changes. And that first change, I would say, starts with you stopping, pausing, and redirecting some things. So meet with us. If you can't meet us at the conference, we would love for you to be there. But if not, get on our schedules and talk to us. Nicole does coaching as well. I do it as well. You have
That's
two.
what we're here for.
Yep, you have two ladies you can meet with. There is no reason why you need to suffer in silence.
Yes, I love it. Thank you for what you do, Dr. Monique.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks for hanging out with me. All right, ladies, thanks. This has been great. And we're going to see you at the Capacity Conference right here in Streamwood, Illinois, August 1st through the 2nd. Grab those VIP tickets, and then we'll see you on the 31st. Have a good evening.
All right, see you in a few weeks.
Bye bye.